Did Admiral Byrd discover an entrance to the inner Earth in 1947? And did the government cover this up? Now, something you might not know about Admiral Byrd is that he is considered to be one of the greatest polar explorers of modern time. He has been to both the North and South Poles in 1926 and 1929. And guess what? He was awarded the Medal of Honor for his bravery in these explorations. The Medal of Honor is the highest level possible that you can be awarded. This is the highest level of valor that you can be given in the United States, which pretty much makes you a hero. Now, the reason why Admiral Byrd's statements are sparking so much controversy is because he was known for honesty. Now, Admiral Byrd has made comments saying that when he traveled to Antarctica, he saw a land of blue and green. Blue and green. Different colors, y'all. All in an unlimited area full of ice. He even described brown hills. That doesn't even make sense. So when he came back, he said that that land was supposedly the center of the unknown, and that it was like nothing that he had ever seen before. And keep in mind, we're talking about someone who was awarded a Medal of Honor, who has traveled to places you couldn't even think of. Now, to this day, most of the flight logs and comments and statements made by Admiral Richard Byrd are either quote unquote lost or confidential. That's the vast majority of them. So what we are hearing about is probably not even 1% of what he has documented. Why is his information kept hidden like this? We don't know. But if you want my opinion, I don't think the president, the pope, the chancellor make trips to Antarctica for no reason. I think he discovered some crazy things that to this day are influencing the world, and they did not want us to know about it. Now, one of his most controversial documentations is called his diary, which talks about his descent into the inner Earth of Antarctica. Yes, supposedly, Admiral Richard Byrd encountered civilizations in an inner Earth environment in Antarctica, and it's all documented, most of it confidential though. And he said that his encounter with these beings, when he described them, that they were superior beings to humans. Superior. Those words were not taken lightly, because the last thing I heard was that we ran this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we could take that very lightly, what he said, superior. Now, there's a secret society called the International Society for Inner Earth. And one of the members of that society supposedly has access to Admiral Richard Byrd's diary. And supposedly, the sole purpose of the secret society was to investigate inner Earth societies. So we got secret societies out here dedicated solely to the investigation of inner Earth civilizations. Now, this man was supposedly a member of the Kriegsmarine, which is the German Navy. He was a former Nazi, supposedly. So this man was supposedly captured by the Allies and then forced to participate in a secret mission to locate one of Hitler's secret treasures. Secret technologies, basically. And the creepy thing is this man later ended up becoming a United States citizen and participated in several countless missions to Antarctica. So we're talking someone who was on the German side and then ended up on the American side. Now, how this man came into contact with Admiral Richard E. Byrd's diary remains an absolute mystery. Nobody can explain how he even had received access to the diary. So in this diary, Admiral Byrd basically said that he's not free to talk about what he saw. He's basically instructed to hide it, and he doesn't want to. He wants to let people know what happened. But it's clear in his diary, he's saying that everything he's writing, he has to write it in secrecy because of the simple fact that he's not allowed to talk about this stuff. In other words, he was instructed to shut the up. You know what I'm saying? In one of the secret lands that he encountered, he said that the light was totally different. It was blinding to the fact that he couldn't even see the sun anymore. In another statement, he talked about an animal he saw underneath his aircraft, which he at first thought was an elephant, but then said, that's way too big to be an elephant. That is a mammoth. So then he decreased his altitude and pulled out some binoculars to make sure what he was seeing was what he thought he was seeing. And it turned out, he said, it was a mammoth in the flesh. Now, I don't know what's more weird, the fact that he saw a mammoth and then had to report it to the base camp, or that afterwards his thermometer just randomly turned to 74 degrees, which is way, way, way too hot for Antarctica. What happened there? So supposedly after his thermometer reaches 74 degrees, he then sees a city in the distance. A city in Antarctica. It's at this point that he completely loses control of his aircraft, and he says that his aircraft basically appears extremely light and uncontrollable, as if someone took control of his aircraft. It feels like it's not even flying anymore. Then he says he encounters these disc-like flying objects that keep getting closer and closer and closer until he can see some markings on these disc-shaped objects. Those markings ended up being swastikas. Was it the Germans? We don't know. But what happens is at this point, his controls didn't even respond upon touching them. He pretty much got it's like they deactivated his controls. They wanted him to see them. Then he says these UFO, these disc-shaped objects, basically take control of his aircraft and pull it inside of the earth, literally suck it in without his consent. He then said that although they have swastikas on them, he said they don't appear to be part of the Third Reich breakaway German society, and that they don't seem to be affiliated with Nazis in any way, shape, or form. Strange. He then says, I'm making a frantic statement right now. There are several men that are very tall with blonde hair approaching my aircraft right now. And then in the distance, there is a large city. Now keep in mind, y'all, this is coming from someone who was awarded the Medal of Honor. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think they just be giving out Medal of Honors just like that. You know what I'm saying? In the city in the distance, he then says that he's seeing rainbow-colored beams scattered everywhere in the sky. What the? Then, Admiral Byrd exits the aircraft and greets these tall, inner-earth beings with blonde hair. You understand what I'm saying? He greets them in the flesh, and this is documented in his diary. Then, these beings escort him into a giant crystal city, where he meets someone called the Master. Yeah, I'm not playing with y'all. The Master. It almost sounds like it's straight out of a movie. But you know what? It's also like a movie? I don't know. But this video is getting too long, and I'm gonna have to continue it in another video. So if y'all want me to do that, let me know in the comments, hit the like, subscribe, and share the video. And this is your boy, 3 Creepy TV, and I'ma see you in the next video. Peace.